What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of 11 Hip Hop Miami. This is season 6, episode 8, and the episode is titled Lashing Out. Let's go ahead and get right into this review. So we start this episode off saying Amara, Estelita, and Brooke meet up. So Amara basically gives the ladies an update on what happened with Ray, right? As far as him trying to learn bachata, Ray's movie that he got coming out for One Wish, and how they got a little close. So Amara says that she reached out to Princess and told her about what happened with Ray J. However, Princess ended up asking her, like, oh, so did y'all kiss? And Amara's like, no, that didn't happen. So then Princess ends up saying thanks for the heads up, but then she dissed her and was like, oh, you just another 11 hip hop girl or whatever. And I'm just like, that's kind of crazy. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what made Princess jump to calling her out her name. Because matter of fact, she didn't even call her 11 hip hop girl. She called her 11 hip hop B word. And I'm just like, whoa, Princess, what's all that for? I'm trying to understand. Like, you got all this energy because of what? At the end of the day, you not with Ray. Why does it matter? Is there more to the story that Amara isn't telling us? What's happening? So Estelita says that she has to leave or whatever. And we learn in her confessional that she actually invited Princess to her little launch for her eyelash line. And she's like, I didn't tell the girls, but it should be fine because Princess probably won't show up. Now, after she left, Amara, she says that Shay actually reached out to her. And Brooke basically told Shay to reach out to Amara because these ladies are going through similar situations, especially when it comes to their baby daddies. Now, Brooke says that, you know what, I'll even mediate the meetup. I just want y'all to be on, better terms. And here's the thing. When it comes to Shay and Amara, I feel like they make up to break up to make up every season. It's kind of draining at this point. Now, I do agree that they are both going through similar things when it comes to their baby daddies, but these girls aren't going to be friends for long. I don't believe so. But let's go ahead and move on. Now we see Trick Daddy. He's filming his podcast and he's filming it with the rapper Mims. Y'all remember Mims when he did This Is Why I'm Hot? This is why I'm hot. I remember that song. They basically talk about their relationships and all of that. Who cares? We meet a new person on the show. Now, I'm trying to figure out, is she Eliza's replacement? Because Eliza has not been on the scene since that baby shower. So, let us know, is she the replacement? We got this new girl. She's an artist. Her name is, I want to say it was like Ching Diamond or something with a diamond, okay? And just like Zoe, she's a big girl. I said, oh, okay. Are you trying to take Zoe's spot? What's happening here? So, we learned this girl is from Nebraska. She went viral for rapping into food instead of microphones. And she has a 10-year-old daughter. She's been to prison because she was out here stealing. And that's where she discovered that she can rap. That's pretty much her whole life, in a nutshell. She ends up rapping on the show. And she, again, is not rapping into a microphone. She's rapping into a loaf of bread. I said, what is this? I understand the gimmick, but girl, we can do better, okay? Now, she had dance moves and all. And she was moving. I will give it to her. She had good breath control. No, she didn't. Because Little Mama was lip syncing all over the place, okay? But she did pretty well, okay? Considering I could understand the words on her track, and she was moving. Now, y'all, unfortunately, we get this scene with Trina and her man. I'm sorry, Trina is such a disappointment. And then she has the audacity to be like, I was doing some spot dates on the Missy Elliott tour. I want to know how many spots did Trina come out? Because I never saw an advertisement that said, oh, and special guest on select dates, Trina. That was never put out there like that. I remember the tour was Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, and Sierra. And what's his name? Timbaland was on select dates. But if Trina want to big herself up, okay, girl. I feel like she may have only came out in maybe two cities. If anything, she probably only came out in Miami. But whatever, girl. So she goes on to talk about how she's putting a book out about her life. You know, it's a memoir. And I'm just curious, how many people really care about Trina enough to read a book about her? I don't have any interest in that. She goes on to tell him that, you know, he needs to basically have his lawyers handle that situation with his possible baby mama. Okay? Now, the producers, they end up asking him in the confessional, you know, is it possibly your child? And he told, oh, I'm not answering no questions like that. Why are you here? Like, I'm really trying to understand Trina's, like, what's your interest in this man? Because he talks slow. Like, he definitely only went up to 3rd grade. He has the audacity that every time somebody asks him a question, he can never give an answer. Like, it's giving weird. Like, it is giving so weird. Is it because you can control him, Trina? Like, what's happening here? Like, I don't get it. But nonetheless, she ends up bringing up, you know, the whole Hot Topic thing. Because she's like, you know, I don't even understand why Hot Topic is acting like this. Because we were never even like... It was like she was making it seem like they weren't even tight like that. So I'm just trying to understand, Hot Topic, are you feeling away because you got kicked out of the group? Or, like, was there an underlying issue with you and Trina? Like, I don't understand this whole Trina and Hot Topic situation. It doesn't even make sense. But at the end of the day, Trina made sure that we all knew that nobody can tell her nothing about her man because her man is her man. And at the end of the day, he's her man. Because she don't care about nothing that happened before her. I said, girl, you gonna keep saying that till you believe it, right? Okay, cool. Moving on from that, we see Flo at the pool and Alan is there with her. The only thing that I liked about this scene is the song that was playing, which was Bryson Tiller featuring Victoria Monet. Persuasion is a great song. That's all I got out of this whole scene. But we get to Flo in her confessional basically saying that she's just playing with Alan to get back at Amara. I'm like, are you doing this to get back at Amara or to get back at your sister? Because I feel like Gael's going to be mad, you know, to the 10th power versus Amara at this point. Okay? So basically, Alan, he tells her that, you know, he ain't never had feelings for Gael like that. She only, you know, friends. They are only friends, even though he smashed her. I'm just like, Gael, aren't you too old for those types of things? Like, aren't you too old being the girl that's like, you know, never seen out with the guy, but he just smashed at the house and never acknowledged you in public? Like, Gael is really just a walking embarrassment. Like, that's sad to say, but it is the truth, okay? Now, here's the thing. A lot of the conversation between Flo and Alan was about Amara, okay? How him and Amara got together and how he basically cheated on his wife. And Flo, she's just asking about the kids and if he feels like Amara's still in love with him. And I'm just like, Flo, I want you to find something to do because this ain't it. Like, honestly, I have no interest in the Flo storyline. Like, I never do, but this right here really is taking the cake for me. Like, I just want Flo to do better. Like, I'm all here for you playing games in your sister face because at the end of the day, your sister has dogged you out. But, like, this whole thing of trying to get with Alan, I'm just like, his ego is already big enough. We don't need him being hyped up thinking that he can pull Amara, Flo, and Gael all on the same show. Let's not do that. Now, one thing that stood out to me was the fact that the producers ended up asking him if he, like, was still connecting with Amara. Like, she was, like, flying out to the DR to be with him. And he basically left it at no comment, but she know what it is. And I'm just like, wait a second. If Amara is actually sneaking off to the DR to be with him, she's dumber than I thought she was. Like, girl, again, I need all of these girls on these shows to find some self-worth. Please. Please go find you some self-worth. But moving on from that, we actually see Amara, Shay, and Brooke meet up, right? And Shay basically says that, you know, she was never trying to play on Amara's top about her kids. Like, yes, I had your kids in my IG story, but it was never in any type of malicious way. Well, baby, you can tell that Amara was ready to try to make a scene because she started to raise her voice and do all of the antics were starting up. But you can tell that Shay was not here for it that day. Shay is tired, okay? What's his name? Fabo has already completely drained her out, okay? She has nothing left in the tank. So, she's drained. She's like, listen, let's just be cordial. That's about it. We ain't got to be best friends. We ain't even really got to be cool like that. We should just be cordial and we can go ahead and move on, okay? I never tried to play with you, especially when it comes to your girls. So Amara, of course, she does her typical woe is me, and then she starts talking about Gael messing with Alan in the DR. And again, Amara, we get it, but at the same time, that has nothing to do with Shay. None of this Gael foolishness has anything to do with Shay. So why are you telling her this? Now, Shay, she's like, listen, I am cool with Flo. You know what I mean? I'm really cool with her. I'm not cool with Gael. But also at the same time, just giving you the heads up, Flo feels like you're playing games with her husband. So Amara, she tells her like, no, he was being nice to me. He brought me some flowers and cake to my job, and I ended up returning a favor, and I brought him some cake. And at the end of the day, I keep telling him that he needs to go fight for his family because he wants his family back, so he needs to go ahead and do whatever he got to do to get Flo back. So Shay is like, oh, well, Flo definitely does not know that you are even telling him anything, you know what I'm saying, in the realm of, oh, you should get back with your wife. So these girls at this point, they start dogging, what's her name? Gael. Because you already know, Amara don't like her, Shay don't like her, and baby, they were going in on Gael. Okay? Now, Amara, she was still throwing some digs at Flo, but it was mainly to Gael. So these ladies, they ended up getting on social media, posted a video that they are back together. Okay? Back like they never left. Well, somebody's definitely going to have a problem with that, and we're going to get to her in a little bit. So then we see Joy. She is still hosting at this club, and I'm just like, Joy, you are a solid 45. Get out the club. Like, please, get out the club. Because this club, like, it's for younger people. Get out of there. Nonetheless, we see the twins, they in the club. And then we see that one twin that's supposed to be dating Jaden. I mean, this girl is all over him, right? She don't care who sees at this point. And I get it, that's your man, but it's given he really supposed to be your sneaky link. But I digress. So, next thing you know, Jada ends up walking away when Joy comes over because she done peeped the scene. So, Joy is like, so what's going on here? And the one twin who's not dating Jada rats out her sister. And, of course, the big question is, does Trick know? Of course he doesn't. Now, we jump from that because Hot Topic has entered the building. Y'all, I really need for Hot Topic to find something to do for herself. Because the last couple of episodes, every episode that we've seen her on, she is chasing down Bobby, chasing down Trina, and chasing down Joy. Like, girl, they are just not your friend no more. I need for you to let it go. They want nothing to do with you, and it's very clear to see that. Like, at this point, I feel like something else must have happened for them to not want to rock with you the way they don't want to rock with you. Like, it's not even making sense. So, at one point, matter of fact, I gotta jump back real quick. I forgot this little scene where we see that guy Van, who was supposed to be tight like glue with Eliza. So we see him, he's there with Estelita, and Hot Topic walks up and she's like, "Where Bobby at?" And he's like, "Well, Bobby's out of town." And Estelita, being messy, she ends up telling Hot Topic like, "Oh, well, I'm having a launch party and Bobby's going to be there." So then Van decides to be super messy after Hot Topic walks away. He shows Estelita the video of Shay and Amara. So now she feeling some type of way about Amara because she's like, I keep taking up for you, but you ain't gonna do the same for me. Duh. Amara is all for herself. I thought everybody knew that. She ain't really friends with y'all. If you can benefit her, she'll rock with you. But she don't really rock with none of y'all like that. She not gonna stand 10 toes down for y'all. So, here goes Hot Topic, y'all. She decides to go over there to see Joy. Now, this is super weird because she walks past Joy, and I'm like, okay, you not even entering the situation like y'all cool. Like, it's giving, y'all already got some type of beef that y'all ain't telling us about. So, Hot Topic says that, everybody has been avoiding her and they've been dodging her. And then Joy is like, yeah, well, that's because there's a rumor that you leaked the marriage certificate, right? But here's my thing. I'm like, it sounds like y'all been ducking and dodging her before this whole situation happened. But I digress. Now, Hot Topic says that, why would I be the person to leak the marriage certificate when I was left out this whole time? I don't know what was going on. And then she says that she didn't do it. Okay? So at this point, Hot Topic starts going off about Bobby. Joy out here calling for security to get this girl escorted out of the club. I'm like, at this point, Hot Topic, I need for you to find some other friends. If you're trying to continue being on this show, you try to track down these three stooges and tell them whatever you try to tell them about this guy Swerve, and they don't want to hear it, I need for you to find something else to do. You need to try to befriend some of the other girls if you are trying to keep this check coming in. Because other than that, baby, this will definitely be your last season. Like, I don't even know why we keep seeing you pop up everywhere now. So, next thing you know, y'all, we see this girl, the new girl. What's her name? Shane Diamond? She is looking for a place to stay. She with her mom and her daughter. And basically, she asked her mom if she could watch her daughter for 6 months while she works on her project. I'm hoping that for her own sake, that she actually works on her project for 6 months and it goes back to get her daughter. Because I can't lie, I understand that, it's hard trying to make moves while you have a kid. But at the same time, I do feel like sometimes mothers, they get a little comfortable that somebody else is taking care of their child and they're free. Because don't let this be your mom has your child for 6 months and then 6 months turn into a year and then a year turns into 2 years and 3 years and on and such. Okay? Because that's definitely giving me the vibe that that's what, what's her name? Eliza did with her daughter. I definitely feel like Eliza probably has somebody watching her kid. That, I gotta make my money. I gotta work at the club. I gotta do all this stuff. So can you watch my kid? So that turned into 1 week to a month to 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And how it carries on. So hopefully, this girl, she will actually be back to be in her child's life. So her mom, though, says, that's fine. Because back in the day, I had to do the same with you. And I did appreciate the fact that Diamond asked her daughter, like, are you cool with this? Like, I'm not trying to neglect you. I'm just trying to, like, get settled and all that good stuff. I was like, okay, cool. But again, don't you let this go past 6 months, girl. So at this point, she has her daughter sitting in like the little bootleg kitchen area And her mom go talk on the couch, right? Keep in mind, it's not that much space. Like, it's literally about 5 steps away. I said, girl, I know your daughter heard this whole conversation. But nonetheless, we learned, like I said, her mom was a rapper back in the day. So her mom is very understanding. However, when we learned that her man is supposed to be helping her out for these next 6 months, the mama is already giving her a side eye. Okay? Baby, we learned that number one, he's in jail. He don't like to work. And basically, he's a cheater. She out here making excuses for him, telling herself, oh, I mean, he cheated because we had broke up that day. Girl, bye. And then once the mom started talking about how he in jail because he don't like to work, it's given he be stealing. Same reason why she probably went to jail. But this girl, she believed in her man. He is going to be ride or die for her, and he's about to be providing for her. Baby, we'll see. We shall see, because it's given he a bum. Moving on from that, we get to the Estelita foreign eyelash event. From the start to the end, this was a hot mess. Bobby shows up, and he tells Miami Tip that unfortunately he did drink in Mexico, but he's still working on his sobriety. One thing that I will say is that I kind of wish that we saw more of Bobby Lights, not people trying to argue with him, but just checking in on Bobby to see how he's actually handling this sobriety day to day. You know what I'm saying? But we don't get to see that. Moving on from that, Brooke and Amara, they show up together, and Estelita, baby, she saw them, and at first it seemed like she wasn't even going to talk to them, but she got straight to the point, okay? She's like, yeah, I saw that video of you and Shay. And Brooke was like, oh, you mad? And Estelita was like, yeah. Because at the end of the day, you knew what Shay said about me. You knew the horrible things that she said, and that's not cool that now you're friends with her. And here's the thing. One thing that I will respect is that now they've been doing this thing on the show where if it's two people that need to have a conversation, people will step to the side. You know what I'm saying? Step to the side, not try to chime in, let them people handle it. So Estelita, she goes on to talk about how, listen, you know what I went through with Shay. I told you some things in confidence about what happened to me in my childhood, and for Shay to say those things that she said about me, like, it's not cool. And I'm not understanding how you're trying to be her friend when, you know, I'm trying to stand 10 toes down for you. And here's the thing, Estelita, like I said, Amara is going to be friends with whoever can benefit her at the end of the day. So, yes, Shay may have said some hurtful things to her. Shay said some hurtful things to you, Estelita. However, it benefits Amara to have more girls on her side than to not. You know what I'm saying? Amara plays games. She really does. So, at this point, Amara is just like, you know, I think that maybe you should talk to Shay. Estelita don't want to talk to that girl. And at the end of the day, Estelita tells her that, you know, I just thought you knew better. Right? Girl, at this point, I'm thinking that Estelita is still cool off of Amara. Like, she not really rocking with her like that. Boy, was I wrong. But we then see Hot Topic come in, right? She zooms right past Estelita and Amara. Heads straight for Bobby, right? So she basically tells him to keep her name out his mouth, and she just going off, and Bobby is confused because Bobby has not been around this girl in I don't know how long. He don't know what she's talking about. He was just out the country doing whatever he had to do, and to be coming back to some girl just yelling at you, make it make sense. Like, Bobby basically told her, listen, I heard you got a blog. And then he ends up telling security to escort her out. I'm like, girl, at this point, stop coming to places. Please stop showing up, because it makes no sense to me the way they keep escorting you out. Like, it's crazy. So next thing you know, we see Princess. She pops up, right? Now, Estelita, she now feels bad for not giving Amara the heads up. And I'm like, why? Because let's be honest, if Amara was to come up in here with Shay, she wasn't going to give you the heads up. Like, make it make sense. But here's the thing. Everybody is surrounding Princess but Amara. It was very strange. Everybody was just standing in a circle while Amara was over there twiddling her thumbs, pretending to look at these fake lashes. And it's just like, girl, you are not interested in those lashes. Cut it out. So for me, it was giving, Amara, are you guilty of something? Because that don't even make sense. So everyone is confused, like, what is happening? What's going on? And again, they give these two ladies some space. This is what was weird to me. Amara walks up and she's like, hi, glad you can see me now. Girl, what? Like, what is your problem? So then, Amara was like, what's the tea? What have you heard? And Princess was like, I've only heard what you've told me. So Amara is like, nothing happened. So I told you that nothing happened. And here's the thing. I think that Princess would have preferred that you called her before you met up with Ray. Like, it's an easy text to be like, hey girl, just let you know, Ray mentioned something about a movie and he wants to meet up. Super simple. But then things really escalated because Princess ends up calling Amara a fake ass bitch. And then when Amara says it back, Princess slaps her. Okay, and that's where the episode ended. But again, I'm confused because I'm trying to figure out what else did Amara say in that text message for Princess to come in on this energy. Like, I don't know. Something is off about this situation. Now, we all have probably seen the footage at this point of Estelita jumping in for Amara. And I'm just like, girl, why are you jumping in for Amara? Like, why? But let Amara handle her own beefs, okay? Like, this was a one-on-one situation. You the one who invited Princess down here in the first place. And you want to sit up here and stick up for Amara? For what? How does that benefit you? Oh, right. Because Amara is the queen bee of this show. That's why. So if you are able to stick around Amara a little bit longer and still be her friend, you can film more and you'll be on more episodes. I see all you heifers for y'all works. I really do. Because being friends with Amara benefits y'all. But y'all, let me know what y'all thought about it. Do y'all feel like Princess or Amara were wrong for that fight? What do y'all think about Estelita and her shenanigans? And are we all over Hot Topic? Let me know in the comments. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.